Guys, naramdaman mo na ba yung ganitong senaryo? Yung mixed feeling ng excitement and doubt at the same time after mong ibenta yung stock na malaki ang gains. At the moment, yes, masaya ka, pero deep inside sinasabi mo sa sarili mo, did I sell too early? A few days ago, I finally sold my Pryce Corporation shares. So ito yung kumpanya na naging part na ng aking journey simula na nag-create tayo ng YouTube account since 2020. In my COL financial account, I gained over 60% sa investment ko dito, and if we look back sa history natin dito sa kumpanya, hindi ito yung unang pagkakataon na bumili tayo sa kumpanyang ito. So meron din akong history dito sa company, another 51% na gain sa Pryce Corporation. And sa aking 1K challenge account sa aking Dragonfly ay binenta ko na rin ang aking shares at kumita ako dito ng 54% gain sa kumpanyang ito. Pero ito yung pinaka-twist. Maganda pakinggan at maganda panoorin yung ganitong investment natin na lumalago. But at the same time, ang ating merkado ay nasa red zone na naman. Price are down, sentiment is low, and everyone is panicking today. Pero para sa akin, hindi ako natatakot. I'm actually excited because when the market falls, that's when the real investor start hunting for the next opportunity. So last week lamang, ako ay bumili ng 7 na company sa isang araw lamang. Kasi nakikita ko na maganda itong opportunity para makuha yung mga quality na stock na gusto kong bilhin. And kung gusto mong makita yung mga binili natin, puntahan mo lamang itong ating community. So in this video, I will share to you why I sold Pryce Corporation and what I learned from this journey and where I'm planning to look next. Now stay with me. Baka itong video na ito na yung magpabago kung paano mo titignan ang iyong portfolio today. Na bago ko ipagpatuloy yung video na ito, gusto ko lamang i-share sa inyo yung website mismo na ako ang nag-create para ito sa mga value investor and also long-term investor dito sa ating bansa. And usually mga gumagamitan nito ay mga dividend investor, and dito sa dividend tab makikita mo kung gaano katagal nagbibigay ng dividendo ang isang kumpanya, and kung gusto mong pindutin yung full data dito sa kumpanya, pwede mo itong pindutin para magkaroon ka ng malawak na idea. Mayroon din tayo ditong research tab na kung saan very useful ito yung risk factor ng isang company. Hindi lamang dapat natin tingnan ang isang kumpanya kung gaano yung profitability ng company, titignan din natin syempre yung risk factor and ano-ano nga ba yung mga nakaka-apekto nito. Na andito yung ating tatlong portfolio, call financial account natin, Dragonfly, BPI Trade. Yan, ito ay live guys, So every time na meron tayong binibili at binibenta na kumpanya, nagbabago agad yan dito. Nandito yung news, market movers natin. So usually dito sa Stock Insights, marami ka rin matututunan. Nandito ang Stock Analysis Blog, Learn to Invest. So usually malaking traction natin today ay nandito sa Learn to Invest. So marami dito yung tinitingnan na itong Invest Like the Best kasi nandito yung mga newsletter ng mga sikat na investors, na sila mismo yung nagsulat, and very honored tayo na nakakuha tayo ng copy niyan. Dito guys, marami pa. Pwede mo tignan yung mga buy ratings natin, top rated stocks, top picks natin. And syempre yung portfolio tracker natin na kung saan kapag ikaw ay subscriber na ng ating website, pwede mo na itong magamit ng libre. And meron din tayo ditong Invest Chat 2.0 na kung saan ay pwede mo akong ma-chat sa ating community. And also guys, marami pa tayong upcoming mga features na pwedeng ilagay dito na makakatulong sa'yo para malaman mo kung quality ba o dapat bang paglagakan yung isang kumpanya na nire-research mo. So para mapuntahan mo ito, mag-sign up ka lamang dyan sa link na nakikita nyo today. So thank you for supporting and subscribing sa aking website. Okay, now let's start from the very beginning. So when I first bought Pryce Corporation, it wasn't trending on Facebook investing groups or even sa TikTok. In fact, most people didn't even talk about it, itong Pryce Corporation. But I saw something different. It is one of the major players in the LPG, liquefied petroleum gas industry dito sa Pilipinas. So if you live in the Philippines, you already know how essential LPG is, guys, Whether it is for cooking at home, in the carinderias, or small restaurant, gasol, uling, LPG tanks, these are part of daily life. And that's what made me confident demand for LPG will never disappear. Back then, PPC was trading quietly, almost unnoticed to everyone, guys, But that's where opportunity hides para sa akin. In silence, I studied their financials, saw consistent growth in revenue, And I noticed how the company was expanding its storage terminal in the key regions like Mindanao and Visayas. When others look at hot stocks during that time, I look for steady businesses with the real fundamentals. So to make long story short, so bumili ako ng shares ng PPC during na ang company to ay undervalued. No hype, no crowd, just a logic. And that's one of the best lessons in investing. The real gems are found before everyone else sees them. Now, makalipas ang ilang taon, para ba itong tricycle na punong-puno na umaakit ang pataas, slowly, steadily na umaakyat. And nakita mo yung profit na create ng isang stock, matutuwa ka talaga. And you think, should I take profit or should I hold for more? So itong dalawang ito, yung pumasok sa aking kokote agad. That's the emotional side of investing. Hindi ito tinuturo sa mga libro na nababasa mo, because once you holding a winner, the hardest part isn't finding the stock. It's deciding when to let go. So in my case, I had two voices in my head talaga lagi. Yung isa sinasabi, hold it, baka umakyat pa. The other whispered to my ears, take the gain, protect your capital. So, ang ginawa ko, dahil nga, yun nga, nagkakaroon na ako ng doubt, pumunta na ako sa aking website and tinignan ko kung ano nangyayari sa performance ng Pryce Corporation. And yun nga, nakita ko na ang company nito ay talagang overvalue na in terms of my criteria, in terms of my valuation, and for me, nararapat lamang na kunin ko na yung capital at ipangalagak sa ibang investment opportunity na makikita natin along the way. So, just like that, I clicked the sell button and PPC was gone from my portfolio. Now guys, don't get me wrong. Selling doesn't mean losing faith in the company. It means recognizing your gains, respecting your own plan, and preparing for the next round. So ito yung pinaka-interesting part. While the market is down today, I'm actually optimistic because history shows that every dip creates new opportunity. Now, according to the data from the Philippine Stock Exchange, during every 10% correction, quality stocks tend to recover by 15 to 25% within the 6 months. That means if you are patient, yung pagbagsak ng presyo ng mga kumpanya, ito isang invitation to buy stronger positions. That's why instead of panicking, I'm scanning, I'm watching, waiting, and learning. Because that's what real investing is. Not reacting, but preparing. So after I sold my Pryce Corporation shares, and tinignan ko, yun nga, meron tayo na namang profit and capital na pwedeng ipanglagak. And tinanong ko na naman sa aking sarili, now when you sell a winning stock, the next move isn't just about finding another stock right away. Hindi yon. It is about understanding what worked and why it worked. That's how you turn one good trade into series of smart investment. So let's rewind a bit guys, no? Why did PPC become a winner? Simple. Timing, conviction, and patience. Hindi ko to binili because someone mentioned in Facebook page, I studied its business model. Yung Pryce Corporation, hindi ito yung parang mga flashy today na mga stocks, hot stock today. Itong company, it is a real business that serve real people. Every household, every carinderias, every restaurant that cooks sinigang, adobo, or bulalo, they all depend on LPG. And that's when I realized the strongest stock are those that quietly power the everyday life of Filipinos. No hype, no drama, just consistent cash flow. Again, ulitin ko, ito yung pinaka-key sa video nito. The strongest stocks are those that quietly power the everyday life of Filipinos. When you understand why you bought a stock, hindi ka basta-basta madadala sa mga emotion na nakukuha mo. So that's why lagi yung sinasabi sa mga nakakausap ko, don't just buy what's going up, buy what you understand. Because knowledge is what give you conviction, and conviction is what give you profit. When I sold PPC, the market wasn't look good enough today. So in fact, as of today, the Philippine Stock Exchange Index has been struggling. Yung mga company today, yung mga blue chip stocks, talaga nagsisibagsakan, investor sentiment through sobrang baba, yung mga headlines are full of market correction continues. Foreign selling intensifies and investor remain cautious. So to make a long story short, I'm not afraid sa pagbagsak ng ating merkado today. In fact, talagang nakaprepare na rin tayo para paglagakan yung mga ibang investment natin. Because when stocks are falling, that's when value quietly appears. Now, let me give you an example. During the 2020 market crash, the PPC dropped below 5,000 level. Yung mga tao talaga nagpapanik kahit saan. But guess what? Those who bought quality stocks during the dip, like BDO or DMC, today they double or triple their money within the next 2 years. So that's why even I sold PPC today, I'm already scanning the market for the next Pryce Corporation. So how do I find them? Simple but disciplined steps. First, I screen for companies with strong earnings growth. Naghanap ako ng mga company na mababa yung utang, consistent yung dividend history. These are signs for financial health. Because when the market crash, only strong companies survive. Second, I look at price earnings ratio or PE ratio. If a company's PE is below the sector's average but earnings are improving, that's a green flag. Third, I check the insider activity. Yung mga namamalakad sa company. Kung sila ba'y bumibili or nagbebenta. When the management start buying back yung shares or insider accumulate shares, that's actually a hint para sa akin na nakikita nila na mayroong value ang company over the long term. And finally, I ask myself a simple question. So if the market closed for 1 year, would I still be happy owning this stock? If the answer is yes, then it is worth buying. Selling, it give me both relief and clarity. Relief because I lack in profit. Clarity because it remind me of my rule. Never fall in love with stock. Fall in love with the strategy. Marami na akong nakita mga investor na kumita ng malaki only to lose them later because they refuse to sell. Laging sinasabi, sayang, baka umakyat pa. But ang ating merkado, it doesn't care kung anong emotions meron ka today. Kung ano yung umaakyat today, pwede rin yan bumagsak. And that's why discipline separates winners from wishers. And as of today, the market is down. So this is the exact environment that builds millionaire portfolio because when the price are low, your risk is lower and your potential upside is higher. So think of it this way. Sa example natin, ang Grabe Corporation, bumagsak ang presyo nito sa 100 pesos. Everyone was scared to buy this company. But suddenly, the company, the stock price of Jollibee, umabot ng 230 pesos. Suddenly, yung mga investor, gustong-gusto na ang company ito. Another example, DMC, nang bumagsak ang presyo nito 3 pesos, walang tao o ayaw ng karamihan na bumili sa 3 pesos. Pero nang bumalik na sa 10 pesos ang presyo, marami na ang gustong bumili. It is our human nature. We want comfort, not chaos. But the truth is, the biggest profits come from the moment of discomfort. Again, ulitin ko, the biggest profits come from moment of discomfort. So instead of worrying, ang ginagawa ko today, tinitignan ko, I'm creating a new watch list filled with undervalued names that could be the next PPC story. So katulad ng lagi kong ginagawa, I'll wait for the silent opportunity. The one that no one talks about it yet. Because when the others are distracted by noise, that's when the clarity gives you an edge. So to make a long story short, the game isn't about predicting the market. It is about preparing for it. You have to prepare.